I'm Joe with Gramophone. We're at CEDIA 2024. We're at the LG booth. We're with Mr. Gregg Lee. Greg, it's always a pleasure.
Always good to have you here with us, Joe.
Thank you so much. You know, at our Experience Center in Timonium, Maryland, we've got the 97-inch LG G2, but that's a couple generations ago, Greg. It's, to me, a shockingly good-looking video product, but this display is even better. So maybe you can just share with us a couple things that LG has done to make the G4 look that much more impressive.
Well, the good news is it's still a 97-inch OLED television, the largest available in the United States for OLED. And of course, it comes from LG. Now, we did this with the G2 about 2 years ago, and it is now being replaced with the G4. Now, one of the key things that we did with the G4 is we have brand new processing, where we used the Alpha 9 processor a couple of gens ago, the Alpha 11, which is newly developed, really our most powerful processor ever put into a television, and we of course are putting it in our G series OLEDs. But it of course has the hallmark of all things OLED, you know, those perfect black, those cinematic rich colors. And with the G series, you have LG's brightest series of OLED, meaning that it's going to have more pop for SDR and HDR content, really drawing you into the action. And speaking of drawing you into the action, what is the right viewing distance for this set? 97 inches. We recommend being around 10 feet away. Yeah, sitting a lot closer than you might believe, but with 4K resolution, there's plenty of detail, and you're not going to see pixels even at that close viewing distance. Now, the G4 with that Alpha 11 gets some cool upgraded features. Number one, we can run up to 4 different screens of content on this set simultaneously. 2 of those can be HDMI, and you can even, I believe, send over a AirPlay simultaneously. So we could actually have maybe 3 games going simultaneously during football season right here on the set itself. Plus, we are using some of the most powerful AI that we've ever utilized for picture processing, for ease of use, and for advanced features right in this set. In fact, this set is so smart, not only can it tell the difference between real noise and film grain, so you get to retain film grain on the set, it can detect not just detect people's bodies, process them to make them stand out. We can determine depth in the image. You can even tell if a car, a football, or a robot alien are the main subject of what you're watching on the screen, and help to bring those out detail-wise, depth-wise, to make it look more realistic and really engage you. So, yes. And one last thing, in terms of processing, when you're working with digitally rights managed or like streaming content, sometimes you can't apply all the AI functions and features, but this set literally has the ability to analyze every pixel on every frame coming in real time to apply our full range of AI processing to get the best image quality, whether it's disc, gaming, or yes, even streaming and digitally right managed content. So, amazing stuff.
Greg, one of the things that you haven't talked about yet, because all of what you talked about is impressive, this picture looks incredible, by the way, for such a huge picture. But I'm noticing that off-axis, the picture is really quite good, too. And so, you know, if you're having the big bowl game party or whatever it is, hey, just Thanksgiving, a lot of people over to your house, everybody sitting in the living room is going to be able to see a good picture, even if they're off-axis.
Absolutely. OLED's, one of its major strengths is that because it's not like a typical LCD-based system where you have a light source and you have to filter it through the panel, OLEDs create their light just below the surface, so they more evenly spread light across the viewing space. And even with a large TV like this, if you get further and further away from center, sometimes, as Joe mentioned, it changes the look and the appearance and the performance. Not with OLED, it stays very consistent across the entire viewing area, up high, down low, way off to the sides. It's the way to go.
Greg, we appreciate you spending some time with us here at the LG booth, and we appreciate you folks watching this video. Stop on in at Gramophone and see some of the cool new things that are being introduced.